a weak side king for, you know, multiple teams in his career and his past, and he's super happy to be able to pick up this champion that has been pretty much untouchable for the remainder of the series. And Kanavi picking up the Zyra too. This is a powerful setup.
A little bit of a gambit by Top Esports, right? They banned the Gnar so that they can set up the K'Sante, and it, you know, IG, they took their time, like you say, because they know that that's what they have to deal with. But IG doubling down on this already. Okay, we're going dive, and we're going to do it hard. We've got Kai'Sa, we've got Ahri. Now, again, we're looking at disengaged champs for Top Esports. What can they take on for? And IG looking at the same. Can I ban Renata? Yes. Am I okay to ban Janna this game? It's a champ that we never really get to see, but is it worth looking at that? Maybe they also just want to take out a powerful mid pick that would be able to shut down Rookie. So they've got a couple of options as for what they're looking to get rid of in this second round of picks.
And I'm a big fan of this Tristana pick because you know that with the Vi Ahri combination, they are trying to lock down one target and ensure that they are just removed completely from the fight. Tristana with the perfect buffer on the rocket jump, you can get out of a charm. You can get out of a cease and desist, or at least carry the Vi with you into further dangerous territory if you are surrounded by the rest of your team. And with the powerful disengage abilities from Kanavi Zyra as well, this is going to get even more difficult for IG to actually pull off these dives.
And you can see as well, they're a focus toward the AD carry because this is Creme's Tristana. This is a champion that for last year, 2024, Creme went, I think, 14 games undefeated on the Tristana at some stage through the LPL. So IG are fully aware that this Tristana is a flex pick. And the best part about all this is if IG decide to throw double bans at AD carry, JackeyLove can still just take the Tristana. They might look for something different in the mid lane, like a Yone or a Yasuo, maybe, you know, something of that ilk, even though Yone, you know, taken out from game number 1. But they've got an opportunity to go for a different AD mid laner as well. The Nautilus locked in is a bit of a surprise for me, but it is that denial pick, I guess, more than anything.
And just making sure that they can keep their cards hidden from the side of IG in terms of where this Tristana is going to go. Had they locked in their AD carry mid laner, they kind of lose that element of surprise. It does give IG the opportunity for a support counterpick, though. TheShy is going to lock in Ornn, give them some non-committal engage, making sure that they can at least fish for with the Ornn ultimate first, instead of just sending Jiejie and Rookie on a dive mission together, because if it goes wrong, I mean, we know the fallacy and kind of the pitfalls of Vi. Once you're in for the long haul. And if it's not a good engage, then you are dying.
I think the good thing is that if you're in with all 5 members of your team, fortunately, for Jiejie this game. It is going to be a pick that they can find success with, right? That there should be here 5 people diving forward.
I would be surprised to see a Miss Fortune, since there's so much point-and-click CC available from IG to really make Miss Fortune's life very difficult in setting up those bullet times. I mean, I would be more of a fan of the Sivir, at least with the spell shield. But you know what, Caitlyn? I guess that works. You have a Caliber net to disengage yourself once things get a little hairy.
What I will say is both of these side lanes look really good for Top Esports. K'Sante going to have a good time versus the Ornn. Caitlyn vastly outranges a Kai'Sa and will also be able to, you know, try and Goomba stomp in that laning phase. You shouldn't really ever be getting hit by the Pantheon W. You have enough range to offset that as well. So both of these lanes look pretty rough for IG to begin with. Mid lane as well, I mean, Creme, again, his Tristana, we know it's going to be nice and safe in that mid lane to offset the power that a Vi Ahri duo does give you. But when we reach that mid game, when IG hit level 6, they are going to be able to go in, they're going to be able to find dives, and if they find one target, odds are that target dies. The issue I think they're going to run into is when they're so dive focused, the K'Sante value again goes up and up, because this champion is great versus these melee style picks where they want to get down and dirty, and if the K'Sante can just free hit you while all out, that's another carry that you've got to try and focus on.
Both teams loading up onto Summoner's Rift now. Match point for Top Esports. Tournament point for IG. This could be the final game of the series, or it could be the start of a comeback for IG. And if they're able to break Top Esports momentum now, that gives them even a better footing in trying to find their way back into getting that redemption arc that they've wanted. Both of these rosters did not find the greatest footing in this group stage for the first split of the LPL season. Both teams have such great expectations and high ceilings based on previous international accomplishments that 9 of these 10 players have found over their careers. And if there's even one person that should be looked at even more, particularly in this game 3, it is Gala on the Kai'Sa, someone who has won MSI with this particular champion. As now IG getting further into the jungle. Jiejie takes the depth
of
the Nautilus hook, and JackeyLove is forced to flash away. Jiejie still in trouble. Creme is looking. That's first blood. It barely goes over to Rookie as he was able to snipe away JackeyLove before Jiejie fell. At least that's a little bit of extra gold for IG. And now, third game route. Already we're starting off with a bang.
I hate to be that guy, but first blood is 300 gold now. It's dead even between both of these two teams. Maybe the assists going one way or the other, but look at the flashes burned. Most importantly, TheShy, Jiejie, Rookie, and Meiko all burn flash. 369, Creme, JackeyLove, and Crisp, the exact same. So it's Kanavi and Gala, one apiece, that have still got those summoner spells ready. Another lane swap to come through, though. See IG initiating this. They've moved themselves with that bot lane duo up to that top side. TheShy probably going to be, oh no, 2v2ing.
I mean, that was a good read from TheShy, knowing that Creme wants to get very aggressive against Rookie early on, and just the E pushes him away. Rookie still takes a lot of damage from the early all-in power that Creme has on the Tristana. 369 going to match it once again as we see the 2v2 in the mid lane. And we have the lane swap scenario once again. Root, JackeyLove, Crisp on the bottom side alone. Meiko, Gala alone on the top side of the map.
So normally what we've seen from this series is we say this like 2v2 in the mid lane, and then about level 3 for our solo lanes, and I say solo lanes, for the mid lane is when they will move over. But 369 has made this play a lot earlier. Going to be able to get up and absorb some experience, where on the flip side, it's not going to really be the case. Looking at TheShy, still stuck in that mid lane, I think, and he's actually made his way up to this top side. So splitting it between 3 people, whereas it looks like 369 will be able to get the majority of this XP. There's no jungler to help with this dive, but if 369 can hit level 2...
And Kanavi is also speeding on over. 369 knows that they want to make the dive happen. The ramp dirt. Oh, it's so hard.
Double root, double root.
Won the W, and the root from Kanavi sets him up for success. As now Gala is forced to run away. Still has the flash, and he didn't have to use it to escape. That's pretty nice, at least for IG's bot lane to propel ahead, but a good punish by Kanavi.
So this is now, you know, pretty decent for Kanavi. It sucks for 369, but my Zyra just got a ton of experience under the turret. And again, if I'm, you know, valuing where I want my gold as we move later on into the game, put it in Kanavi's back pocket 100% of the time. You know, Zyra versus Cassante, the carry nature of this Zyra, especially versus a full dive composition, I'm absolutely going to be on top for. Really good stall from 369, obviously channeling the W level 1 to, or E level 1 to get himself a little bit more durability. Even still, does go down under that turret. We'll return to a teleport to the bot side, or rather just a walk to the bot side from TheShy as he attempted to catch the majority of that wave under the turret as well, and was successful in doing so. We look at where the gold has been distributed. It's just 369 who's out on top. Got that first blood, or rather first blood, got that first kill from the top lane. We're now 2 for 2 in terms of feats of kills as TheShy now in trouble.
But the immediate teleport from Rookie, and that signal for top esports to bail. They got the summoner spell that they were looking for, and that bails out TheShy for now, as Kanavi will take this chance to look for a base. And this is a pretty nice first back for Zyra, being able to pick up 32 overall CS, which is actually stop the recall. His return, but he's on a ward, so IG are well aware that they want to pull off this dive again, and Meiko's going to look for the collapse. Chris not landing the dredge line, and now he's in trouble, but good root from Kanavi. Stops Meiko in his tracks, looking for the collapse, and top esports avoid disaster.
Wow, okay, so Chris able to get away. Some good, like you say, good route from Kanavi, peels the space, buys the time, and this is a very tense early game. Both teams, you know, it can be so easy as IG in this situation to try and sit back, scale your way up, get to that level 6 marker, and then start to look for plays. But they've been looking from the get-go for how they can find an advantage and really take the game to top esports. And, you know, top as well, they've responded in kind. They're looking for these dives down on the bot side. We're not getting another one of those, you know, 13, 14-minute feet of warfare games like we had in game number 2. This is full pedal to the floor action. That's pretty much as soon as we can.
And I can definitely understand the tension that is at almost, maybe not the peak yet, but just even in game 3, no more than 6 minutes in, and just under 6 minutes with 30 seconds left before the second or the first rotation of Creme spawns, IG are not willing to let Top Esports get advantages like this early on for free. They are contesting them with almost impeccable rotations, just matching at every single turn, just making sure that if Top Esports are going to go for a play, IG are going to be right there with them.
Yeah, this is an elimination game for IG. If they lose, they are out of the LPL. They have to wait till April for their next game to be played. That's a solid month and a bit before they're able to actually get back out onto the Rift. And for this organization, who built so much on their legacy of being a team of franchise that picked up rookie players, built up damage from within, and built up those carries from within, now splurging on this super team that may not even make it out of their first playoff game, they're going to be looking for more. And for Top Esports as well, again, an organization that haven't had a big playoff series since the World Quarterfinals, where they immediately got 0-3 by T1, the eventual champions. This is a great chance for them to right those wrongs and to start to stay back to the world. Actually, we can do our own 3-0ing. We're actually a team to be taken seriously and begin to right those wrongs from the World Championship.
And it comes off of another rebuild, right? Knowing that Crisp and Kanavi coming in as replacements to, you know, the support Meiko, who is now sitting across from them, down 2 games in an elimination match. And Tien over on Weibo Gaming, who has already been eliminated. Rookie trying to link up with Meiko and look for the all-in on Creme. And now with Jiejie in the party as well, Creme has no chance to escape. The rocket jump is not bailing him out today.
Yeah, flash from Meiko plus the cease and desist over the wall. They decided that Creme was going to die, and there was not a lot that he could do about it. Maybe rocket jumps up and out as soon as he sees the Pantheon, but that only causes more issues as well. Great little pick up on the feet of Warfare now for IG. A first real play that doesn't seem to be answered, right? That's just a swift mid gank on a roam timer from Meiko. Really solid performance there for IG to pick themselves up a little kill onto Creme, prevent that snowball from continuing, because he was finding a decent advantage in those trades. But Kanavi once again down on the spot side looking for TheShy, but not the easiest target to try and dive.
And he's also spotted on a ward, so TheShy can link up with Jiejie, flashes away, but doesn't get the chance to use the second cast. And 369 Kanavi able to just completely trounce TheShy before Jiejie is able to respond. And now Creme with another wave coming in. This Vi is about to pay retributions for the gank on mid lane. Creme wants revenge. Rookie tries to bail him out, but the charm goes wide, and Jiejie's got nowhere else left to run as Creme picks it up. Teleport comes in for TheShy, but he's got no call of the Forge God this time around, so there's no chance that 369 dies.
Yeah, he just been able to walk his way out to safety. So it's a 2-for-2 on the map overall. If you're watching picture in picture, you'll have seen Gala Meiko 2v2 JackeyLove Crisp. Despite Meiko going for an early roam and looking for a fight in the mid lane, finding a kill, they're actually able to fight a 2 versus 2 on the top side as well. And the goal of Gala, by the way, to pick the IG Kai'Sa skin versus the player who earned that skin themselves. We'll take another look at this bot side fight. Great timing from TheShy. Times his all out to suppress TheShy so that he can't recast that R2 and buy the important time that he needed. They catch the wave. The next time round, Jiejie gets in, tries to flash, tries to get out, can't quite do it, and the charm not quite connecting either. There's enough damage between Kanavi and Creme to make it happen. This is that top side 2v2. It's just an engage off the grip.
Look at that. Pantheon stun into Killer Instinct. It's enough to force JackeyLove away. And I think at this moment, once Crisp uses all of his abilities and summoner spells, Gala knows that he has full safety and confidence to flash in for the last 2 kills. And IG, I love that line, Rude. You called it. Gala having the gall to pick JackeyLove's own Kai'Sa World Championship skin in front of him. And now, 2-0-2, an early Kraken Slayer and 9 minutes into the game. We talked about who is going to be able to step up and lead IG to victory. I mean, Gala, Kai'Sa, what a combo there. You know, MSI winning performances, being able to best some of the best teams on the world stage with this champion in particular. And now IG have the formula and the tools ready to maybe make that comeback happen.
not going to be without its own set of struggles, whilst we can see Gala Rookie definitely stepping up in this game, 2-0 apiece. It's not without the concerns of a very fed Cassante emerging from that top side. 369 doing very well. Creme as well. Looking like he's going to be in a pretty good position this game also. JackeyLove, it's worth mentioning, you know, finally manages to hit that Yuntal Wild Arrow spike. May not see that Caitlyn pitfall just yet, but Gala should be one of those picks that is going to be more than happy to navigate this mid game and make the way into the team fights with a massive advantage. 2-0-2. We know that when this composition looks to take down a target, it's going to be able to do so. It's looking like IG, for the time being, their attention on the grubs, but not going to start them up just yet. First set of grubs went to Top Esports. First Drake went to IG. It's that trade that's almost classic at this point. And Top Esports seem to have forced their way into the river to, at the very least, push back Meiko.
So at least get some vision into the pit, but they can't actually secure it for themselves. Not even one, as all three grubs reset. Creme has teleport, but he's going to put some pressure onto Rookie as he's pushing into the turret. Root and Death Charge connect onto Meiko. The Stranglethorn gets another knockup, but Meiko blocks a lot of the damage with a well-timed empowered E. And he's actually able to walk out just fine. That's two big ultimates expended by Top Esports, and they got nothing off of it.
Yep, and that means it's grubs for IG, right? They are able to absorb that pressure. Meiko, really solid timing, means that he doesn't take the damage that, you know, clearly Kanavi and Crisp are expecting. Can't really all in the Pantheon that well, and they pay the price for it. 3 grubs going to go the way of Invictus Gaming, so they will even up that score. And now the question is, do Top Esports make their way down to that Dragon? Are they going to look to try to trade that on their way back? As Meiko already beelining it down here, level 6 on the Pantheon. Well, they're not going to look for a Tristana ulti, but might just be able to loop around and find a stun instantly.
Yeah, Creme has Flash and Rocket Jump. He would have to use both in good succession. Good buffer, and the Flash dodges the charm. And now, Rookie can Spirit Rush away, but Meiko might be in trouble. Still has a Flash. Whoa!
Okay!
It lands onto Rookie, and is the CC chain long enough to lock him down? But they turn around onto Crisp, and he overextends too far forward. And IG with the punish take out the support of top.
Yeah, we knew that going in, Mark. Rookie's got 2 charges. They're going to have to layer this perfectly if they want to get away with it. TP down to the bot side from TheShy. He's got ulti!
And here comes Jiejie as well. Creme and 369. No flash for the Tristana. The call of the Forge God. There's the bellow of the ram as Creme is totally taken out. But 369, good use of the ultimate to displace himself. But wait a minute, Meiko flashing forward for the stun. Is it enough? Gala, Killer Instinct, a couple Baron attacks. It's enough. But now he's locked under the tower with Crisp. But he's far away enough that he's actually just fine. And Crisp is 3 levels down against this Gala Kaisa. He's totally fine, and Chris has got to be careful. He looks for the dredge line. Gala is chancing at the berry. It's the bait. Death Charge, not enough damage. Gala still survives.
And IG expend all 5 members down to the bot side to try to collapse onto top. Now Kanavi in trouble.
Oh, Top Esports, they're just falling apart. They're just dying one by one, and IG are running away with the momentum. Talk about a comeback story. Maybe this is just the beginning.
They are crumbling in this 2-0 advantage, and IG, with their tournament lives on the line, the failings of this organization ringing in their ears, they come back huge. Crisp, me and you were knowing, okay, Rookie's got 2 charges of his ulti. They have to layer this perfectly, and they don't quite do it. Meiko steps a little, you know, to the right, catches a stun on the way back out, and Crisp ends up falling. Then a TP comes down. Crisp and 369, or Creme rather, and 369. Again, way too far forward. And 369 is almost able to get out to safety. Some magical footwork almost gets him out to safety. But Gala, again, on this Kai'Sa, has better things to say about it. Flashes in, finds the Void Seeker under the turret. And then we get to see the epic 1v1. Crisp versus Gala. The battle here. And a barrier bait to save all AD carries. You love to see it. And the timing not quite right from Crisp as he doesn't manage to wait out that shield. And yeah, Kanavi going down off the back of this as well. Also, very bad.
Yeah. At that point, this is just disrespectful. You know that IG have massive numbers on the bottom side of the map, and you just watch 3 of your homies just completely get punked. And for Top Esports, they find themselves the first time in a position in the game where IG are the ones steamrolling ahead with the early game. At first, Top Esports, hang on, Meiko, no flash. Maybe it's an opportunity for Creme to look for something. He already blocked a lot of the damage with the Empowered E, but Creme can't find a little bit more crisp. Does he have the dredge line? He snags Meiko onto the tower. Death charge and Strangle Thorns. It's enough, but he gives his life for the greater cause. Rookie forced to use the Spirit Rush, but he's got 3 full charges to dodge any incoming damage. Here comes Gala, and he's got a flash. Depending on how far Top Esports overextend for this play, but 369 is still here. Cancels the recall. Gala forced to flash away just in time as the turret falls.
A lot of movement on the map, and it's worth saying, despite all of these kills going in favor of IG, Top Esports have been playing the cross maps very, very well. Still dead even in gold, despite all of those kills. There were, I think the graphic showed 7 plates that went the way of Top Esports, so they were cashing in on turrets whilst IG were making all of those plays. JackeyLove somehow being relatively even on this Caitlyn is an absolute miracle, but that's the case. He's only 400 gold behind. Kanavi, you can see, has been farming up a storm, has an experience lead on Jiejie, has a nice farm lead also, 500 gold there, and the real advantage had been 369. Now Crisp and TheShy looking to go toe-to-toe.
Crisp locks him down. Kanavi's there as well for another route, and there's nowhere that TheShy can go. Just overextended on pushing that wave. Rift Herald already spawned, an IG in position trying to solo it out as fast as possible before Top Esports can collapse.
And they might not even need to collapse. Creme was bot lane, but he's teleported in, so 5 versus 4. IG should have to give this.
Rookie's trying to hide in the darkness, look for a flank.
Oh, they're going in!
Flash the charm, they're looking to burst the plant lady, and they pull it off, and Rookie just gets out alive, but the Ignite is trying to take him down. JackeyLove is hunting for the Fox. Meanwhile, Top Esports have to deal with the fact that Gala is still alive and completely eviscerates the remaining members of Top Esports. JackeyLove, unfortunately for him, didn't find Rookie in the back end of it at all.
That's star power for you, baby. IG take a 5 versus 4 and come out on top. They lose nobody. Rookie is running rings around the red buff, rings around JackeyLove, and they come out on top. They take the Herald. They'll take this top tier 1. And that gold lead, it may have been neutral beforehand, but IG have just put themselves in firm control.
When we take a look back at the replay, there's so much action that happened in the past couple of minutes here, Rude.
Yeah, so we get to look at the bot lane first of all, where a good hook stops the escape from Meiko, but it ultimately costs a 1-for-1. Gala flashing away there, maybe expecting Kanavi to pump out a bit more damage. But Jiejie Rookie, this Viari combo, it took us till level 11 for us to get it. But Kanavi never really got to do anything in that fight. And you can see JackeyLove flashing through, trying to make his way through and find one last hit onto Rookie. But the entire time where he's, trying to kill that, his team are dying.
Rush, Kanavi, no flash available this time, and the charm lands true. Rookie finds another one with another Spirit Rush charge. Picks up Crisp on the back half, and JackeyLove, they know that he doesn't have a flash. They could at least try to burn the cleanse, but he walks away safely. But IG are doing it, Rude. They're steamrolling these early game. The snowball is coming through, and a 3,000 gold lead is netted for them at 18 minutes.
And much like the story for this series, Mark, the stories for this game for IG is that the only way out is through. The only way for them to win this game is just to keep forcing fights, and they're doing exactly that. Consistently finding people.
Yeah, Gala's got... Oh, no! Turn off the camera! Oh, no, Creme!
Okay. Good news, everybody. Mark's going to be staying up a little bit longer.
Oh, boy! Well, 369 was trying to find Rookie with that Q flash, but it gets flash out of Rookie as well, and 369 still has enough HP to walk out and survive a collapse, potentially from Jiejie and Meiko, but, man... I mean, you can see that Top Esports... They had so much morale. They had so much confidence in the first 2 games. And now it's starting to affect them. Especially Creme is now 369 might be in trouble, but good uses the Pathmaker. He's able to survive the charm and just brute force his way back to safety.
If by some miracle Top Esports are able to force their way onto this dragon, that really does just speak to the respect they give as Meiko. I mean, he's lucky, I think, there, that the hook is a little fatter than usual, catches the wall, and Chris not quite able to find the fight that he was looking for. But Top Esports have no business trying to contest this. They don't have the items, they don't have the gold, and they don't have the levels.
They gotta be careful here. I mean, Top Esports are playing like it's an even state, but, I mean, if they're not checking the items, they should know that they're down a fair amount of gold across multiple members here. Creme is back. But no flash after the debacle on the top side of the map. Dragon being bursted down by IG. Rookie once again in the shadows, looking for that flank. This time Creme trying to mark him, but the Call of the Forge got summoned by TheShy. Gets the engage down. Meiko flies in. Rookie
Oh, it's a
also once again on
slaughter.
the right flank, and Creme is forced out of the fight. Tries to get a little bit of damage, but Gala is untouched. And when Gala's untouched, he reigns supreme on this Kaisa. Picks up the triple, and IG are well on their way to bringing this series back.
From the bot side and to the top side, they have made Top Esports drop. The dragon will fall. Turrets will fall. Game 3 is firmly in IG's hands.
20 minutes, 22 kills for IG. This is the most dominant we have seen from this squad. This is the peak that this team was expected to deliver. And the group stage may have been a lot of stumbles, but game 3, elimination point, with their tournament lives on the line, they are finally coming alive.
And you can see the second that Top crossed the threshold of the river, Rookie goes in. Grand Starfall from Meiko. Engage from Jiejie. Everything collapses in an instant. It is perfect. It is split-second timing. And IG execute flawlessly. They take down all 5 members, and they have very little retort. Yes, Meiko falls, but they do not care that they lose their Pantheon, because they get 5 people as well.
And to just rub salt in the wound right now for Top Esports, Gala is styling on JackeyLove's own damn World Championship skin. I mean, that has got to add to it. And Rookie looking again for another flank. This time, JackeyLove is able to get out alive, but Chris is burned down. Another Q flash from Jiejie as he connects with Gala onto the back line, and it's just a slaughter! Top Esports, there's no ground left to escape from the terror that is IG when they come alive.
This game's done, baby. Gala is too fed. And IG, they're going to take us to another game. It may take them a couple of minutes, but this game 3 is signed, sealed, and delivered. Invictus Gaming backs against the wall. They pull out the shotgun and snap back.
IG are going to use the Rift Herald to crack open the base. And like you said, Rude, I think this game is pretty much done and dusted. Not quite a 10,000 gold lead for IG, but with the massive advantage that Gala has on this Kaisa, where Rookie sits on this Ahri, Otacon being picked up as well, this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, look at those roses as well. 50 to 14, right? Like, the quantity of experience, the adaptive force, it's all far too much. Get another look at this fight. Let's just, I mean, IG have had their fair experience so far this series of being shoved around. It's good to get a showcase of what they can do in their own right. Gala with 3 items at this point. There's no chance that Creme can look to contest, and it's just, again, too well played. At this point, IG can afford to make some mistakes in these team fights. As long as they're all going in at roughly the same time, they're probably going to be fine. And Top Esports taking their own jungle is a step.
Oh, TheShy gets canceled in the second cast by Chris, but he still falls anyway. Meiko diving into the backline.
2v1!
Is soloing JackeyLove. You know that this game is in dire straits for Top Esports. IG, oh, that Void Seeker nearly clipping JackeyLove on the back end, but he survives. And the fact that Top Esports are able to slip away with only 2 deaths is pretty much the best that they could have asked for.
It's better than the most recent fights have gone. They didn't get aced this time round, which is, I guess, an improvement, but they are losing their structures. Tier 2 will fall in this bot lane. They're not going to lose too much more, and for me at the minute, it's a caution for IG that they can't get the Baron, right? They've kind of had to go elsewhere. If they had Baron up at this point, probably would have taken it. And now that has to be the point that they turn their attention to 50 seconds before it spawns and put this game to rest. I think for IG, this is a case of, okay, we know we can get off to the right start. Let's make sure that this game doesn't take longer than 30 minutes because, yes, they've got Cloud Soul spawning. Maybe they'll want that to fully alleviate any issues, but with Soul plus Baron, the game should just end, and with such a gold lead as well, shouldn't really be any question about it.
With how much praise we've given to Gala, I want to make sure we're also giving praise over to Rookie, who for the first time this series is actually stepping up massive. The first 2 games, the Silas and the Azir, shaky, and just not enough of what we expect from a player of his caliber and degree. But he's been performing well with IG as now they force the engage onto Kanavi once again. No flash on the Zyra means that he's an easy target. Here comes Rookie over the wall once again, looking for JackeyLove. There's Gala! styling on JackeyLove with his own damn skin. Another triple kill, this time for Jiejie. And 369 is the only straggler left alive, but the best that he can hope for is try to cut off this minion wave. But Rude, I think we're going to game 4.
IG have cut it off. They have picked up the wave. They will barrel down mid lane. Gates are already open for them, Mark, and this series is not done yet.
IG are not going down without a fight. History will not be written in stone yet. That throne is cold, but they want to warm it up once again. IG bounce back and answer top esports, taking us to game 4.
And in the most convincing game of this series as well, IG snap back and find themselves a win up against the run of play. Top had taken 2 40-plus minute games to close out versus IG, and, you know, taken as much as a massive effort to close out those games. IG, snap of the fingers, quick little fight around the early dragons. They'll find absolutely everything they were looking for and manage to put themselves not necessarily back in the driver's seat, but they show that they're not all out for the count yet.
Yeah, I mean, the IG super team that was promised is finally showing us moments of brilliance in this series. What a fantastic game 3 to come out at such a clutch time when you are down to elimination from the first split of LPL against a roster that is also, you know, kind of promised to have such a high ceiling and struggles of their own. But it just gives comfort to IG knowing that, hey, they got here in the same position that we did. We know that they are not immortal. These guys can bleed, and they found the holes to be able to drive the wounds even deeper.
Yeah, I mean, for top esports looking at this game as well, this is a little bit of a good check for us as well coming into this. We were talking about the inconsistency. We were talking about the issues that this top esports roster has faced. Things like them getting solo killed 2 versus 2. Granted, it happened in the top lane, but we saw JackeyLove fall to Gala, and that 2v2 on the top side went the way of top esports. The real thing that cost them this game was a overzealous play down in the bot lane that they just weren't stat tracking for. Has top lane got TP? Has he not? Well, TheShy TP's in behind 2 of top esports' members, finds a quick double kill, and that really snowballed the game, put them much further out ahead than we'd really anticipated. And from there, IG never looked back. They got that small lead, that small advantage, and yeah, it took up until we got level 11 Jiejie before we saw the Viari combo really come to fruition. But once it did, it was rinse and repeat, and like on cooldown they were looking for those.
Yeah, and when we asked that other members of IG needed to step up, I mean, we got our response. We knew that Gala and Jiejie had put in their fair share of the workload throughout the series in games 1 and 2, respectively, but Rookie on point with the Ahri, linking up with Jiejie with the Vi ultimates and just sniping out targets whenever he went in on the Spirit Rush. TheShy playing a less starry role this time around, just being the Ornn. But you know what? The Call of the Forge God is still one of the best ultimates in the game and allows the rest of your team to follow up for engages. And Meiko on the Pantheon got to a point where he is by himself soloing out and forcing the backliners away from the fight. And we know that from previous games when IG are able to force the chaos into top esports and blur the battle lines to the point where it's just multiple skirmish scenarios, that's where IG thrive.
And they didn't waste any time with that either, right? Level 1, we saw 8 flashes burn in a topside jungle fight. It was chaos from the very get-go. Yeah. And we got to see really that IG thrive in that chaos, and top esports seem to value a bit more order more than anything.
And top esports on the flip side, as much as roses we've been giving to IG for a standout performance and something that we've been long expecting to be delivered, top esports, not a good look in this game 3. But the comfort is that top esports, you can look at this one game and say, okay, guys, you know what? They got their one. Let's shake it off. We can come back with a new draft. None of these champions we have to deal with again. You know, if they try to go for a super heavy dive composition, we'll have better tools to be able to just not fall into the pitfall of overextending and playing it into the hands of IG.
Yeah, it was very clear that IG had a plan for this game, right? Like from banning Xayah on first phase to taking the Vi, it was very obvious that this was a style of composition they were looking for. They didn't waste any time on the second set taking Ari and Kai'Sa back to back. They knew exactly what their composition was going to do, and they managed to fulfill that as well, which I think is, you know, the second part of that, where yes, you can have an idea of what your comp's going to do, and yes, you can have a very good idea of what your comp's going to do, but being able to execute on that, something entirely different. But IG showed that they had both of those right and ready.
And this is probably the first time in the series where, you know, we have been giving so much praise to Creme for being super damn consistent. The Yone game 1, absolutely phenomenal. The Hui, even though he wasn't the star, was still, you know, putting in so much zone control and consistent damage and finding severing bolts. Game 3, he was the target and the focus for a lot of these fights, so Creme didn't get to flourish like he did in the prior 2 games, and I think that pressure started to get to Creme, as we saw a couple times, fail flashing into walls and just panicking under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, when he was the focus of that pressure, definitely didn't hold up nearly as well as we've seen from him in previous games, where, you know, game number 1 on the Yone, he had an absolute stellar performance. He was given so much control, was given the agency to be able to pop off, but you know, in this game, not given that same thing. And, you know, maybe with Kanavi playing something that was a lot more centered toward himself, and with Creme having to respect a little bit more this IG roster, cost them quite dearly.
Yeah, we talked about how important it was for top esports to draft themselves strong jungle mid champion combos. I mean, the Yone Sejuani banger combo worked out flawlessly for them in game 1. And in game 2, even though Hui Nidalee isn't something that you typically think of as like a good combo, it's something they already tried and made in only just needed a little bit of perfection, which they were able to excel in game 2, since they pulled it out before in their series against I'm blanking on LGD. So, but then in this game 3, you know, maybe the Tristana Zyra, the fact that you had to deal with Vi, you had to deal with Pantheon, you had to deal with Ari, and then on top of it, a Call of the Forge God, you know, a giant ram being thrown at your face. There's only so much that Creme can do, and Kanavi's not on a champion that can help peel for him this time around. And I mean, come on. Who else could have received it other than Gala's Kai'Sa that game?
Yeah, he had a mammoth performance, right? Was genuinely incredible. I mean, again, like we say, the idea that he, in an elimination game where he's 0-2 down, would lock the champion that maybe JackeyLove is most notably known for, because he has a world skin on it, lock in that champion with that world skin, and then ego check a 2 versus 2 and win it. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubts. Gala, big MVP performance.
Yeah, confidence has been shaken across multiple members here for top esports, and IG finally find themselves on a huge footing. Can they carry this momentum forward? Can they rewrite history and make the comeback happen? Can they pull off the reverse sweep? Only time will tell. We're going to find out after this break when we come back with game 4.